go from here?
We keep on preparing. We take a break for now, and then we come back again fresh from January next year and start back training for this tournament again.
A quick word on Letitia Cato because I thought she was magnificent. A quick word on Letitia Cato because I thought she was magnificent tonight. I thought her best game of the tournament, and the type of mobility she showed out there tonight we had not seen for the past week.
Yes. She was just excellent indeed. Superb playing, positioning well, and just receiving that ball. Very intentional with the way she positioned and so on, and that is what caused us to be victorious.
Does she return in January with the rest of the team?
God's will, yes.
All the best. Congratulations on tonight's win.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Nadine, the manager of the Grenada team, the Spice Girls, they get a massive win tonight. We're speaking with Dr. Orlando Brewster, Minister of Sports for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Dr. Brewster, first of all, this was a fantastic occasion and a fantastic match. St. Vincent and the Grenadines came out on the losing end, but how did you enjoy that final match of the tournament?
Well, it was a very competitive match from the inception. I journeyed all the way from St. Vincent to take in especially this match. Because I wanted to see Grenada and St. Vincent. There's always been that fierce competition between both teams over the years. And I'm happy tonight that I made it to Grenada to take in the final match. And I want to congratulate Grenada on winning tonight. And I want to congratulate my Vincy Jewels, my precious girls, on winning the tournament. And I'm looking forward to next year. I know there's a bone to pick, and the Vincy will come back stronger next year to challenge Grenada again. So, but overall, I took in the tournament online and followed a couple of matches. It was a very tedious tournament because of the rain and the delays and so on. But I'm happy that all of the girls, they put their best effort forward. So I'm happy with not so much with the result tonight, but I'm happy with the overall tournament result for St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
And you must be proud of this St. Vincent and the Grenadines unit, the Vincy Jewels, and how far they've come and how they continue to improve and now being back-to-back champions.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am proud, and I'm sure the whole of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they are proud. I know they're going to say tough luck on this one tonight, but we celebrate still winning the championship for a second year in a row. And like I said, the girls, they started slow tonight, but they picked it up, and it came right down to the wire by 1 point. And trust me, for those of you who are viewing online, you should have been here to experience the atmosphere. It was really, really a thrilling finish to this, the last game of the tournament.
Yeah, and I have to ask you this one because, you know, St. Vincent and the Grenadines trying to achieve something significant here, and they are winning in the OECS region, but ultimately the goal is to get to the World Cup. How does the ministry assist in helping them to get to the pinnacle?
Well, our government has always been on the forefront when it comes to our Vincy Jewels. As a matter of fact, just preparing for this tournament, I was with the girls from the get-go. I've been with them the last year's tournament, and I'm happy that, you know, our government has taken a keen interest in our Vincy Jewel, and we will continue to put the necessary resources and the necessary support systems for our girls, because we know the ultimate goal. We want to get to the World Cups. We want to make sure that we are in the top ranking in netball internationally, not just regionally. The next step is to make an international presence and make sure that the entire world know that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a force to be reckoned with in the netball arena.
Well, the entire Caribbean is listening, Dr. Brewster, and hopefully pretty soon the rest of the world. Congratulations on the Jewels retaining their title, and all the best going forward.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Orlando Brewster there, the Minister of Sports in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're going to be having a chat with Curlin Peters. He is coordinator of sports in the Ministry of Sports. Mr. Peters, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, it's come to an end, a tedious tournament, as the Vincentian Sports Minister pointed out. Lots of rain. How do you feel about what has happened here over the last week?
Well, I feel very excited. You know, sports is always important to us in Grenada, and to see the spectators, the teams, to have everybody here in Grenada for the last 10 days to compete is something brilliant. This is what we are aiming to. I know you spoke about the rain, but I think we will feed that gap very soon in the ministry, and I know the minister will work on it. But we need an indoor facility so that we can meet that gap of some of the don't pro. But we must thank for it. I must say congratulations to the winning team and to all the teams that compete and participate. You know, sports is a great part of our economy through health and wellness and through participation. So it's good, it's all good, man.
And I'm pretty sure you enjoyed the final match tonight.
Yeah, well, we won, you know, so overall I must enjoy it, but it's good to see good competition. With the Islands, we always have good competition. We came from Winona Islands games, and I know that and what was in St. Vincent, you know, so it's good to see the ladies coming up at that level. It means good for the sport, it means good for our tournament here, and it means good for the region.
I hope I'm not putting you on the spot by asking you this question, but how advanced, if any at all, are discussions about the possibility of having an indoor facility, and not just for netball, but several other sports like volleyball and basketball and so on?
Well, the discussion has been on the table. Our plans has been executed. So the plan is there. The plan is there. I cannot give you a timeline, but the minister will definitely speak on the topic very soon. You know, we are growing in sports, and expansion with that indoor facilities is one of the things that we cannot be left out. You know, I just speak to Ms. Vino Victory on the table, and she was, Mr. Peters, we must. You know, so we all see the need, and we are working on it as a government to make sure that we meet that gap.
It sounds good. Mr. Peters, thank you very much for joining us, and all the best.
Thank you, man.
Wow, what a night. The closing ceremony still to come. Stacey, what a night.
10 teams, 9 days, first competition, rankings on the line, championship on the line, and I can say this match closed off perfectly.
Grenada winning tonight by 1 goal over St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but the Vincentians have the championship title for the 2nd consecutive year and the 3rd time overall. What a tournament it has been, and what a way for us to say good night and goodbye.
Good night.
Netball, netball, yes, exciting edge of your seat netball is back. It's the 5th ECCB International Netball Series in the Spice Isle of Grenada, August 23rd to 31st at Tanteen Netball Complex in St. George's. Witness 7 ECCB member countries: Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines battle for the coveted Gloria Valentine Championship Trophy. But wait, there's more. The 5th ECCB International Netball Series will also feature visiting teams from Barbados, the Cayman Islands, and Guyana, who will reign supreme at the 5th ECCB International Netball Series. Go on out to the Netball Complex at Tanteen or connect to the ECCB Connect's Facebook page and YouTube channel for live coverage of the matches. It's netball action at its best. Excellence and empowerment through sports.
Let their winning momentum daunt their spirits. Both teams came in here with 5 wins from 7 matches. St. Lucia took the opportunity to come out victorious, and I'm so happy for the Pitons. Congratulations to St. Lucia.
So as it stands now, Blossom, both teams on equal number of points. 3 teams, sorry. St. Lucia, Grenada and St. Vincent. And what will make the difference is the goal difference.
Correct. And with St. Vincent having the second and third highest totals from this tournament in 93 and 92, and having defeated those teams by about more than 70, it's fair to say that SVG would take home this championship title based on goal difference alone. And let's see how it will settle between Grenada and St. Lucia.
The winner of the tournament will be St. Vincent, but the winner of the night certainly goes to the Spice Girls. They stole, they came, and they took the hearts of the many Grenadians here tonight and laid on the court, on court side. They put everything they had in them on court side tonight. Jamie was estupendo, Kato, and all the girls, even the... Look at the emotions of the coaching staff at the end of the match. Tears of joy from... And let me tell you something, Blossom. If that is to say what goes on further into netball, this is an injection for netball in this country.
Oh, yes. It was a fitting team effort for them. They played their hearts out, knowing that they need to come out with victory. And like I said, the victory against SVG, breaking their unbeaten run in this tournament, I think is probably sweeter than claiming the championship trophy for hosts Grenada, losing out just by based on goal difference. But I'm happy that they were able to end this tournament with a victory.
Well, we're monitoring the situation down on court. There is a nice table set up with all the trophies and gifts and so forth for the outstanding individual performances and team performances. Lexan, the chairperson for this closing ceremony. I can see that the chairman of the LOC, former President Glennis Roberts, is also there. Cullen Peters from the Ministry of Sport.
The coordinator of sports in the Ministry of Sports, Cullen Peters.
And the current president of the Grenada Netball Association. He's been working hard, feverishly drying up the court. A hard worker indeed.
Also in our midst is Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy Antwine. He's here for the closing ceremony as well. I saw him being escorted to the small ceremony. We also see Mrs. Vida Bruno Victor sitting among them, as well as parliamentary representative for the NDC's caretaker for the town of St. George, Claudette Joseph. And the closing ceremony will highlight the top scoring teams, the top scoring player, most defensive team. We would also see prizes for most disciplined team, as well as, of course, the championship trophy, first, second, and third place in this tournament. So there are lots of prizes to be presented, and I see some fancy trophies.
Yes.
It's not the usual gold-plated little man as have you seen. It's some nice wooden
just about now
netball memorabilia.
Teams are out on the court. Also
netball themed.
10 participating teams, excluding Guyana. They have had to make an early travel.
But we have 10 teams, and this is the first time that we've had 10 teams in the tournament. And we're going to start the closing ceremony with a musical entertainment from, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, the best band in the region, the Royal Grenada Police Force Band. Let's take in some music from the RGPF.
Yeah. These guys are superb. So in case you're just joining us, we hear Blossom Alexis alongside me, Lester Smith. We're covering the closing ceremony of the ECCB the ECCB International Netball Series. Grenada winning tonight over St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Just waiting for the commencement of the officials start to the ceremony. And what a game it was. Still reminiscing on that game, Blossom. And the atmosphere is just right for a great closing.
And I like to see the camaraderie among the teams, because even when they are on the losing end, they always show respect to each other. They cross paths and shake hands. You see hugs. And it's during these regional tournaments you make lifelong friends. You get friends in different countries when you have a common interest. And in this case, it's netball. You build friendships on that. And I like to see the camaraderie. We have no visible enemies among the players.
Certainly.
And they're all coming together. Because
and to highlight that, I saw Frederick from St. Vincent and the Grenadines taking it on a own to go down to the Grenadian team bench and really greeting them, congratulating them. And that's the spirit you're talking about, Blossom. That family. Netball is a family. And probably there's no other sport that brings out that family, that camaraderie, that love, that unity than netball.
Oh yes, because you know when you're on the court in the starting 7 or in the ending 7, it's frenemies. But when the final whistle blows, we go back to having that love for the sport, and we bond over that, and you build friendships and relationships.
Well, I've been learning so much words from you, Blossom, through this tournament. I just got one again, frenemies.
Frenemies. We're friends, but we're enemies, just for a short while.
One Caribbean.
One Caribbean, and I like that, one Caribbean. Because even in a sport like netball, at some point, you never know, we might just build a Caribbean team and you have players from different countries coming together. So you need to build that relationship and that rapport.
And I'm glad you make that point, because we keep talking about professionalism in netball in the Caribbean. And hopefully maybe in years to come we'll have a professional league in the Caribbean, than having the likes of players going abroad in Australia, in England, to play professional netball soon. If the governments come together, the stakeholders, the shareholders, the business community, everybody, all and sundry come together, certainly there can be a vibrant professional league in the Caribbean, because we do have the talent, we do have everything that it takes for these girls and them to develop and become professionals.
And I'll go out on a limb here and say not just girls but men. We see men coming into the sport. Grenada has a national men's team as well. So if we see more men coming onto the sport, and they bring a certain level of excitement to netball, because they play with a basketballer's frame of mind. You see some passes and some jumps that you're just marveled at. So let's go on down to courtside, where we hand over to Mrs. Lexan Fletcher as we start the official closing ceremony in tonight's bringing the curtains down on this tournament.
Honorable Dennis Cornwall, Minister for Finance. Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph, Attorney General and Minister for Legal Affairs, Labor and Consumer Affairs. Dr. Arondo Brewster, Minister for Sports, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Ms. Rufina Paul, President of the Caribbean Netball Association. Ms. Vida Bruno Victor, General Secretary, Grenada Olympic Committee. Mr. Kerlan Peters, Coordinator of Sports at the Ministry of Sports. Mr. Liebert Alexander, President of Netball Grenada. Ms. Glenys Roberts, Chairperson of the Local Organizing Committee. Ms. Valine Street, Representative for Grenada, the ECCB. Other government officials, secretaries, officials, the umpires, technical delegates, match officials, team captains, coaches, management, and teams. Also, sponsors and partners, specially invited guests, media representatives, general audience, ladies, gentlemen, and lovers of the sport, netball. Welcome to the official closing ceremony for the 5th ECCB International Netball Series. I know you're quite keen to find out what the results are, but before that, we have a few things to happen first. And we will start this evening with the invocation. I'd like to invite you to stand as I invite to lead us in prayer for this evening Mr. Antoine, Mr. Ronald Antoine. He will lead us in prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Thank you.
Good evening to all. Protocol already been established. Shall we bow for prayer? Heavenly Father, we give you thanks and praise, O God, for this day. This day, O God, that you have made, the final day of the ECCB International Netball Series. Father God, we thank you. We thank you for you have been with us from day one until today. You have been with us, Father, through the ups and the downs, through the rain, the sunshine, the victories, the defeats, the successes, the failures, the lessons, oh God, you have continued to be with us. And we know, Father, your presence will never leave us. Oh God, we thank you for all of the organizers, all of the administrators, all of the players, coaching staff, all those who put their hands together, Father, to make this tournament possible. And so, Father, we give you thanks and praise for their efforts. May you reward them justly for what they would have put in. Oh God, we pray that this tournament will not just be about wins and losses, but it will be a celebration of Caribbean unity, a celebration of womanhood, a celebration, oh God, of camaraderie, where we continue, Father, to forge together as a region with you at the helm, oh God, moving forward, navigating these waters, whatever they might be. We thank you, God, for your presence with us and for your blessing over the entire tournament. We pray that you would be with us during this closing ceremony. In Jesus' name I pray. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Antoine. Please be seated. Thank you for those of you at the stands. And now we move on to the remarks. Of course, this international series is sponsored by the ECCB, and it gives me great delight to invite to the podium to deliver a few brief remarks with us this evening. Please help me welcome Governor Timothy Antoine.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Good evening to everyone, wherever you are in the Spice Isle and across our currency union and beyond. I'm delighted to greet you at the culmination of our ECCB International Netball Series. Protocol has been established, so I will move quickly, but I do want to acknowledge Honorable Dennis Cornwall, who is the council member for Grenada, and of course the Honorable Minister from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the Attorney General, all our netball officials. My first task is to simply say thank you. Thank you to everyone who's contributed to making these games a success. I want to thank everyone, players, officials, all those who supported. And I'm especially grateful tonight for your work over the last week, given the challenges we face in terms of the weather. I know it was tough on the players, tough on the officials, and all those associated with executing these games. Players, I know you're tired. You didn't have enough time for recovery. I get that. And still, you persevered. Give them a lusty round of applause. Having said that, the challenges of the past week invites us to consider how we must go forward. And I will join my voice with those who say Grenada needs an indoor facility. Grenada needs that not just for netball, but for basketball, volleyball, tennis, and what have you. So I hope the Grenadian authorities and the private sector will consider making that investment. But listen to me, weather is not new, but climate change is a real thing. So that request for an indoor facility for Grenada also needs to be put to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dominica, Antigua and Barbuda, everyone else, because as I understand it, St. Lucia is our only country who has an indoor facility at this time. Okay, I stand corrected. So anyone who does have, thank you. Maybe you have to host it next. And those who don't have to work on getting one. All right? Secondly, I want to hail the champions of this tournament. And while I have not heard the official results, I'm assuming, can I assume? All right, so I'll wait. I wanted to acknowledge the champion. I assume somebody has won, but we will wait. What I don't want to do is what happened some years ago, where 2 queens were announced. So I will not do that. But I will say this. Everyone here who participated is a winner. Everyone. There will only be one champion crowned tonight, but everyone is a winner. And I say this in the context of remembering, as alum of the Grenada Boys Secondary School, the timeless school song which says, to win and be sporting is easy. To lose with a smile is hard. And yet, to the sportsman really, and in this case the sportswoman, the game is its own reward. So lovers of netball, you have won. I also want to hail our women, because I'm coming to my final comment. You'll be pleased to know. And that is, this tournament is not simply about netball. It is about elevating women and our girls. It's about building them professionally. So when I saw Letitia Cato fighting to play for her country, she's been playing for probably 20 years. Battered, bruised, injured, but she never gave up. That's the story of resilience and determination. When I saw Celine, who just had a baby a year ago, back playing for national team, that's a story. Cecile, sorry. That's the story of resilience and determination. And if I went to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Dominica, Antigua, Montserrat, Anguilla, you all have stories to be told. That is part of what this tournament is all about. And so the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is pleased to continue to support this tournament. We are now investing $500,000, and we will continue to do that to make sure airfare, hotel accommodation, and some key things are covered so that you all can come. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, sir. You were quite gracious in doing this, but now that you've completed your remarks, you see, you needed to do that. Thank you so very much, sir. Now we move on to the next brief remarks. I'd like to invite the president of Netball Grenada, Mr. Liebert Alexander.
Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Mr. Timothy Antoine, the Minister of Sports for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Mr. Orlando Brewster, Minister of Finance, Mr. Cornwall, Attorney General, Senator Claudia Joseph, other distinguished officials, athletes, sponsors, partners, members of the media, and our passionate netball fans. This evening, as we bring the curtain down on the 5th edition of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank International Netball Series, my heart is filled with immense pride and gratitude. For the past 9 days, from August 23rd to today, August 31st, 2025, Grenada has been the stage on which our athletes showcased their talent, discipline, resilience, and above all, their love for the sport of netball. To our visiting teams, I extend heartfelt appreciation. You brought your best to the Tanteen netball facilities, demonstrating not only skill and strategy, but also sportsmanship and unity. You have lifted the standard of play and inspired our young athletes here in Grenada and across the region. Thank you for gracing our shows and making this tournament one of the most competitive and memorable yet. To our very own Grenada national netball team, you carried our flag with pride and determination. Regardless of the results, you have shown heart, teamwork, and growth. You are the role models to our youth, and I urge you to keep striving for excellence on and off the court. To our sponsors and partners, particularly the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, we are deeply grateful. Your unwavering support ensures that netball continues to strive, providing opportunities for our athletes and communities. To all our local partners, corporate sponsors, and volunteers, you are the unsung heroes of this tournament. Your contributions, whether large or small, have made this event possible. I must also recognize the LOC, particularly the officials, coaches, medical team, liaison officers, protocol, transportation, security, bar and food stall, logistics committee, the cricket cover crew, just to name a few. You have worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Your dedication and professionalism ensured that this tournament was executed to the high standard. To the fans, what a tournament you have made this. Your energy, cheers, and encouragement gave life to every match. You reminded us all why we play this game, for joy, the unity, and the community it brings. As we close this chapter of the 5th edition, let us look forward with hope. This tournament is not just about competition. It is about building bridges among nations, empowering young women, and ensuring that netball remains a powerful force for development in our region. On behalf of Netball Grenada, I say thank you to every player, every official, every sponsor, and every supporter. May you all travel safely. May your memories of Grenada remain warm. And may we continue to strengthen the bonds of friendship and sport that this series represents. With that, I officially declare the 5th edition of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank International Netball Series closed. See you again at the next edition. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander, President of Netball Grenada. And now to move on to the address. The address will be delivered by Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph.
Thank you, Madam Mistress of Ceremonies. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to all. Well, yeah, somebody's correcting me. It's night already. But I think the correct thing to say is evening. Good evening to all of the visiting teams. Did you enjoy your stay in Grenada? Oh, I think I heard yes. Might I recognize the dignitaries amongst us? Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, our own Timothy Antoine, Minister for Finance, Mr. Cornwall,
our Honorable Visiting Minister of Sports for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Secretary General of the Olympic Committee here in Grenada, Mother Vida, Bruno Victor, Mr. Curlin Peters, our Coordinator for Sports, the President of Netball Grenada, Ms. Glennis Roberts, the head of the LOC here, and everyone else, our specially invited guests. I am here to deliver these remarks on behalf of our Minister for Youth and Sport, the Honorable Delma Thomas. After 9 exciting and grueling days of competition, it is indeed a privilege to speak to you on behalf of the Ministry and the Minister of Youth and Sport of the Government of Grenada. It is my pleasure to make these remarks as we bring this year's ECCB International Netball Series to a close. I hear the call from Governor Antoine for an indoor facility and the applause that followed. So with our Minister of Finance present, and he also being a council member of the ECCB, he fits 2 hats tonight. I invite the ECCB to partner with the government of Grenada and the private sector here so that we might make this dream a reality sooner rather than later. Do I have an agreement? Let me hear an applause in agreement. So, I'm sorry, God, put your foot in your mouth tonight. Over the past 9 days, athletes, we've witnessed from you more than just netball matches. We've seen teamwork, discipline, resilience, and the spirit of unity that only sport can ignite in our people. Every athlete stepped onto the court and gave their best. And in doing so, you have made your families, your schools, your communities, and your countries proud. To the champions, congratulations on your well-deserved victory. Your hard work, focus, and determination carried you through. To the runners-up and all other teams, know that you are also winners. You are all winners. For every game played was a step forward in your personal and sporting journey. To Team Grenada, special thanks for being the gracious host that you were to our visitors. I wish to extend heartfelt thanks to the coaches, referees, volunteers, and all sponsors, especially the ECCB, for their unwavering commitment to youth development and sport across the region. Your partnership continues to create opportunities that go far beyond the court. To the fans and supporters, your energy, passion, and encouragement gave this tournament its special spirit. You reminded us of why sports is so powerful a force for community and national pride. As we close, I want to leave this message with our athletes. Carry forward the lessons of these 9 days, the discipline, the teamwork, and the courage you showed here are the same values that will make you leaders in every sphere of life. On behalf of the Ministry of Sports and the government of Grenada, I congratulate all of you and encourage you to continue striving for excellence. Let us keep building a culture where sport thrives, where young people are supported, and where together we create a Grenada and a Caribbean of resilience, unity, and success. Enjoy the rest of the evening's proceedings, and to our visitors, safe travels home. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Senator Joseph. And ladies and gentlemen, now we move on to the presentation of the awards. I know you're eagerly awaiting, anticipating what's coming. You've been very gracious, you've been very patient. And to assist with this part of the program, I'd like to invite Ms. Rufina Paul. She is the president of the Caribbean Netball Association. She will be assisting with call-outs. Ms. Paul.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson, and good evening, Sir Timothy Antoine. I wish to acknowledge you and also the Minister for Finance, Mr. Cromwell, the visiting Minister from St. Vincent, Minister for Sports, the Minister for Sports in Grenada, am I correct? And I want to also recognize from CNA our Special Advisor, Kathy Happerhall, Ms. Vida Bruno, I will recognize you as an Olympic Committee person first, because you know where we want to go in the Olympics with netball. So you are our champion for the time being from the Caribbean perspective. I want to recognize as well the President of Netball Grenada, the Coordinator of Sports in Grenada, the ECCB representative, and the hardworking Glennis Roberts, who did a wonderful job in terms of organizing this series. You know, when a country puts up its hand to host a tournament, we have to give due respect. It's not easy, and with 10 countries and the weather at that to be contend with, I think we had all kind of emotions going for us during the week, but we've survived. And thank you, Jesus, for that. So without further ado, let us proceed to award the hardworking netballers who really played with their hearts throughout the 9 days in terms of getting us to where we are. Thank you. Okay. So we now proceed with awarding our teams for their performances. And as is normal, we will start off with the best team on parade. We have a first place, a second place, and a third place. The second place, Guyana, was awarded on the 29th. That's the Friday of all the rain. They came in second. We gave them the award because they left us on the 30th to go back to Guyana because elections is tomorrow, general elections, and they had to be back home by then. So we really want to applaud them for their participation. So the third place, team on parade was Dominica. So we asked Dominica to come forward for their award. And also in terms of saving on the time, because we all are tired, the first place winner, Grenada, please come in as well. The kick. We call on the coordinator of sports to make that presentation. Open it. Can you open it, please? And while she's opening, just to save time, can Grenada come in for their first prize? Grenada, Team Grenada, best team on parade. Yes. Let's show the crowd. Okay, so each team gets a cake with the country flag on it, so enjoy your cake and please share with everybody if you can. And Grenada also has a cake with the flag on it, so enjoy. Can I call on the Minister of Sports for Grenada to do the presentations? We're going to be presenting to the most disciplined team, and the most disciplined team throughout the tournament was Anguilla. Thank you, Anguilla. We move on to the most accurate shooter in the tournament, and we call on Marianne Frederick of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have the best defending player out of Barbados in the person of Shelia Oakist. And the best center court player out of the Cayman Islands in the person of Catherine Gore. We want to award the best shooting team in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And while we're at it, also the best defending team, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, can the defending department come for the best defending trophy? At this moment, we want to recognize the most valuable player in each of the participating countries. In terms of Guyana, who has left us the most valuable player was awarded when we met with them on Friday. And she was Miss Cindy Goff, yes, no. Guyana, yes, Cindy Fungi. She was the goal defense and the goalkeeper for Guyana. She has been awarded. I wish to now call on the most valuable player for Angola, and I wish to ask the Honorable Dennis Cromwell, who is the Minister of Finance and the member of a board of Governors of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, to award to the most valuable players. The most valuable player for Angola, Artesia Richardson. Most valuable player for Antigua and Barbuda, Ms. Irvandine Parker Bernardi, who is the goal attack. Parker Bernard, there was an E in it as well. Okay, most valuable player for Barbados, Salisha Ogis. She's a goal defense, a goalkeeper, and a wing defense. Most valuable player for the Cayman Islands, the center player, Catherine Gao. Most valuable player for the Commonwealth of Dominica, Miss Selena Langlis, who's the goalkeeper and the goal defense. The most valuable player for Grenada, Tiffany Frederick, who is the wing attack and also she plays goal attack for Grenada. Tiffany Frederick. Everybody looking tired. Yeah, we know you're tired. Most valuable player for Montserrat, Miss Janelle Francis, who is the goalkeeper, goal defense, wing defense for Montserrat. Most valuable player for St. Lucia, she plays goal attack, center, goal shooter, wing attack, Melika Destang, who is also the captain, co-captain of Team St. Lucia. Most valuable player for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Marianne Frederick, who is a goal shooter. Congratulations, Marianne. And stay put, because Marianne is also the most valuable player of the tournament. Thank you, Minister Cornwell. We now move on to recognizing the persons who officiated during the over 40 matches. We should have had 45, but because of the rain, we had to narrow it down to just about 40, 42 matches. And we want to recognize the officials in the persons of the umpire appointment panel, 4 persons, and also the umpires who officiated. So we ask the umpires and the UAPs to come forward, and we ask Ms. Vida Bruno Victor to present appreciation to the umpires and the UAPs. And we start off with the UAPs, and we call on the lead UAP in the person of Anne-Marie Dixon-Louis, who is from Trinidad and Tobago. The other UAPs are Sylvester Chris Campbell from Jamaica, Deborah Lynch from Barbados, and Joel Youngstrong from Trinidad and Tobago. These are the 4 members of the Umpires appointment panel. Ms. Anne-Marie Dixon-Louis, Mr. Sylvester Chris Campbell, Ms. Deborah Lynch, and Joel Youngstrong. We call on now the umpires. Dave Brown, who is coming out of Canada, Joel Brown out of Trinidad and Tobago, Latricia Busby from Barbados, Raquel Radford from the UK, Tracy Ann Griffiths from Jamaica, Sheldon Bent from Jamaica, Terence Pratt from Jamaica, O'Neill Cockburn from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Moab Games from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we had 10 umpires officiating during the tournament. Makiba Clark of Barbados. Sorry, Makiba. Thank you, Madam Bruno. Victor. Thank you, umpires, for the effort and for officiating. We now move on to recognizing. This is an OECS, initially started with the OECS, but we are happy to have with us Cayman Islands, Barbados, and also Guyana. We want to show appreciation to them for participating in the ECCB International Netball Series. And I want to call on Mrs. Kathy Hapiobal to present participation tokens to Barbados, Team Barbados and Team Cayman for being with us. Cayman has been with us in the last 3 years. Barbados was not with us last year, and they have come back on board. We are grateful for that, and we want to show appreciation. So Team Barbados, please come and receive a token of appreciation from Mrs. Kathy Apio-Hall, who is CNA's Special Advisor. And also Team Cayman, in the interest of time, you can come forward as well to receive the token of appreciation. In terms of Team Barbados, I want to recognize Latonia Blackman, who got her 200th cap during this series. She has played for her country on 200 occasions, and also Sabrina Smith, who has 100 caps. She earned 100 caps during this series. So congratulations, ladies, on that. And now we move on to the Gloria Valentine placings. Let me just explain in terms of the ECCB International Netball Series. We play for ranking, and we also play for the award of the Gloria Valentine Trophy, which the only countries eligible are the countries in the OECS. So what we have now is that based on our performances of the countries, only the performances of the OECS countries are taken into account in terms of deciding the placings of the countries for the Gloria Valentine Trophy. And having said that, we had to run to the stats table to do some goal difference because it was not as straightforward. You found that St. Vincent lost to Grenada, St. Lucia lost to St. Vincent, and Grenada lost to St. Lucia. So it was not straightforward. We had to go to goal difference. And in the goal difference, the champion team had a goal difference of 173. The second place team had a goal difference of 134. And the third place team had a goal difference of 87. So can I ask the minister, our visiting minister from St. Vincent, to do the third place award, please? And the team placing third with a bronze medal. Bronze placing is Team St. Lucia. So please come forward, Team St. Lucia, all of Team St. Lucia. And we also want to recognize that St. Lucia never completed the match against Montserrat because in the interest of team spirit, we know what happened. But this is all lessons learned and an experience we have to understand that we are each other's keeper. So Team St. Lucia, please come forward for your third place, this is where you are placed with a goal difference of 87. Conseil. Okay, Team St. Lucia, third place in the 5th ECCB International Netball Series. We come to call on Governor, please come and have a photo shoot with the team, please, and also with our visiting minister, and also Minister of Finance, because we want to keep you in mind. We have some investments to make in netball, so we need to keep in close contact. Congratulations. Good job, ladies. Governor, thank you. Thank you for you. Okay, we move on to the second place team, which may be obvious to us now. In the place, Team Grenada came in second with a goal difference of 134. So Team Grenada, job well done. And so Timothy Harris will give the medals, and the trophy will be given by the Minister, the Minister for Finance. So he's practicing to hold the investment load. Well done, ladies. Good job. So now we have the crowning moment of the tournament with the champion team for the 5th ECCB International Netball Series, the Gloria Valentine Trophy, and we ask Governor Harris and Minister Cornwall to make the presentation, and we call on Team St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Congratulations, ladies. So when he finished, Congratulations, teams St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Hip, hip, hip. Thank you. Thank you, Minister. Okay, we have come to the close of the awards presentation, and I pass over to the chairperson for the continuation of the proceedings.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special presentation, and we have the chair of the LOC to take over at this point. Ms. Roberts?
Thank you. Good night, everyone. We have a few awards we would like to give to the president of CNA, Ms. Rufina Paul, Kathy Hall, who is our advisor on CNA. She's been 20 years, and she's also 90 plus. So look at how she is looking good. Netball. And Nisha Craigwell and Karen Rock. Thank you so much for all that you have done. Nisha, Karen. The names in the bag. This is Kathy. Yes. Nisha and Karen.
Paul.
To who? You're giving it to the... No, that's... Thank you so much, ladies. It's not heavy. It's not heavy. So wait, Governor. You good? You stand up there. And we have one last presentation. We were all talking about indoor facility. So we're giving the governor a coffee table, so when he's speaking to his friends, he'll remember we need the indoor facility. So that's a table for the governor. Governor's office. And I'll take the opportunity, I know we're all tired, to say thank you to Dame Cecile Lagrenade. She is our patron of netball, the government and people of Grenada, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Grenlec, Grenada Olympic Committee, Investment Migration Agency, NAWASA, Carib Brewery, Sandals, Huggins, Ambassador Richard Nixon, James Stevens, the agents for Unoli Oils and Joby Soaps, Flo, Bryden's, the Computer Store, Classic Lighting, Grenada Bottling Company, Gloria Forrester, Mr. Steve Maxime, Waggy Tea Rental and Songs, Blue Bubbles, and many other persons, Miss Simpson and her team, Roland and his team, Mr. Smith. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael Smith and his groundsmen for mopping up the courts. All of us, all of you did yeoman service. In the interest of time, I cannot call out everyone, but I want to thank all of you for all that you would have done, and especially you, the patrons. Thanks for support. I know netball is still loved in this country. Thank you very much.
Well, that was President Glenys Roberts, former president. She's chairman of the LOC, Lexon Fletcher, just wrapping things up there. Most of the awards, in fact, all of the awards have been distributed, and Blossom Alexis Welsh alongside me here. Blossom, we did keep a record of things as to how the awards go. St. Vincent and the Grenadines would have capped the most important awards, including the most valuable player, the best shooting team, the best defending team, the Gloria Valentine Award, St. Vincent, the MVP of the tournament, Frederick. In fact, Frederick would have capped the most accurate shooter. She got over 5 awards. Most accurate shooter is Frederick. The best defending team, St. Vincent. The best shooting team, St. Vincent. Frederick again capped the award for the MVP of the tournament. And in fact, all of the countries had an MVP. She did get the MVP for St. Vincent and the Grenadines also. So while the players are making their way off court, Blossom, what did you make of the prizes for the individual prizes first?
The prizes were well deserved. Taking in all the matches, or at least I saw most of them, I think the prizes were well deserved and went to who they deserved to go to. Shalia Auguste out of Barbados got the best defending player, and seeing her in the scoring circle on the defensive ends of the court, I'm not surprised she ran away with that title, because she was putting up some strong defenses when Barbados did take the court. Best center court player, of course, Catherine Coe of the Cayman Islands. She has been there running up and down, and she has played center, she has played wing attack, and she did what she needed to do to get the ball into the shooting circle for the Cayman Islands. Best shooting team, St. Vincent, of course, with the most goals scored in this tournament, so not surprised with that. Best defending team, they were able to keep off a lot of the goals that are attempted by the opposing teams. And Marian Frederick, the captain for SVG, getting most accurate shooter. She had a 90 plus percent shooting accuracy in this tournament, so I'm not surprised she ran away with that. MVP of the tournament, MVP for Team SVG. She did what she needed to do and led from the front as the captain. In terms of the MVPs of the other teams, those awards as well were well deserved. Malika Desant of St. Lucia, we see her running up and down the court, playing where she needs to. Also the captain for St. Lucia. Grenada's MVP, Tiffany Frederick. Tiffany has played goal attack at some points, and she has played center for Grenada. So I am not surprised with any of these awards, because the officials have been observing each of the 40 games that have been played here over the past 9 days, and they know what they're doing.
And even when we speak about the players and the awards, Blossom, was good to see that some of the match officials, they got awards too, and some of the long-standing members on various committees also got awards.
Exactly, recognizing them, because this tournament would not be possible without the officials doing what they need to do and playing their role in this process. So you have to recognize them and thank them for the sacrifice they made of officiating the games over the past 9 days.
So let's do a final recap on things, Blossom. We started last Saturday at the Tanteen Netball Complex, a tournament that's been marred with weather conditions. 10 teams, one champion here today, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Your take on the whole tournament in capsule form?
Oh, this was a fantastic tournament. We see the teams bringing forward the best level of competition. It was competitive matches. No team, it was not easy runaways for a lot of these matches. And I was not disappointed with what the teams brought here on the Tanteen Netball court over the past 9 days. So it was exciting tournament. St. Vincent having the longest run as the undefeated team, coming down to the last match for them to register a win in this year's tournament, but it was spectacular as expected.
Well, from here, from the production crew, from Lester Smith, Blossom Alexis, Karen, Philbert, Stacey and Lake, Ricardo Chambers, Sophia, Starfire, Hamlet Mark, and crew, production crew, Garwin Walters and his production crew. We want to say good night and goodbye. St. Vincent won the tournament, but Grenada stole the hearts of many here tonight with a win over the defending champion St. Vincent Grenada. So from us here at downtown St. George's, Grenada, we bring a close and we say good night and goodbye from St. George's, Grenada.
Thank you for sparing your time with us, and we appreciate it. Same time, different place next year, God willing.
ECCB
International Netball Series.
Connect.
That was another game in the 5th ECCB International Netball Series, as produced by the National Media Center and Video Moments for the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. On behalf of everyone associated with this broadcast, we say goodbye from beautiful St. George's in Grenada. That was another game in the 5th ECCB International Netball Series, as produced by the National Media Center and Video Moments for the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. On behalf of everyone associated with this broadcast, we say goodbye from beautiful St. George's in Grenada.
Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh, women of the Caribbean.
That was another game in the 5th ECCB International Netball Series, as produced by the National Media Center and Video Moments for the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. On behalf of everyone associated with this broadcast, we say goodbye from beautiful St. George's in Grenada.